Businesses struggled to survive in 2020, but one industry actually saw a significant spike.
Yeah, this might surprise you. Maybe, maybe not. Well, there is a big increase in people getting plastic surgery, and some say it's because of Zoom.
Most of us aren't used to looking at ourselves in that much detail for that length of time.
In fact, it is being called the Zoom boom. Fox 59's Lindsay Eaton talks to a doctor and some patients about the pandemic's role in this push to get plastic surgery. Watch.
The pandemic had us all looking through a much different lens. Homes turned into offices and Zoom calls took over the workday. Even family get-togethers turned into a virtual experience.
And those screens are not flattering. They're not flattering to the most attractive people.
So many people stared at the screen for hours, giving them a longer and more up-close look at their faces, and some couldn't help critiquing what they were seeing.
So you're picking out all these insecurities about yourself.
From noses to necks, more people are turning to plastic surgery. It's being called the Zoom boom. Dr. Nicole Klein at OA Facial Plastics in Carmel says the last half of 2020 was one of the busiest she's seen in her nearly 20 years.
I think it was a little bit surprising. I don't think any of us expected that there would be that dramatic of an increase.
According to the American Academy of Facial Plastics and Reconstructive Surgery, 70% of doctors have seen an increase in plastic surgery patients since the pandemic started. Ball State student Avery Dobson was one of them.
I wanted it fixed. It became a huge insecurity for me.
Avery broke her nose when she was 12. Her surgery was to help with breathing problems and to remove a bump that had formed over time.
I just saw myself on screen so much, and after seeing that, I was like, man, I have this opportunity, I want to take it.
For more than a year, masks have covered everything except our foreheads and our eyes.
Well, I started looking at photos of myself and my eyes were disappearing. They were going away, and I didn't like it at all.
Lori Crandall is a nurse. Her eyes show a smile and support for patients who may need a bit of hope.
It's been a very, very trying 13 months, that's for sure.
This past January, Lori had excess skin removed from her upper eyelids. She'd been thinking about the surgery for the past couple of years.
I'm fighting 60 tooth and nail, so I'm just doing everything I can, and it's just a part of that making me feel good and have confidence.
More flexible work schedules are also making recovery times easier. People haven't taken as many vacations, and that extra money saved could be a factor making a splurge on surgery more doable.
If it says we can make you look younger, we can make your teeth whiter or straighter or whatever, it actually can achieve those goals. Now, whether those outcomes in turn provide the happiness or the sense of peace or control that an individual is looking for, that's a whole different matter.
Dr. Brenda Weber is a professor at IU and has written a book about makeover TV and the rationale behind body transformations. She cautions people to take time before making a final decision.
There are good reasons that people would have those desires, and that it's important to do the work and the preparation before you make those kinds of decisions.
Both Avery and Lori tell us they have a greater sense of confidence since their surgeries.
Yes, yeah, I'm very happy.
And even if we go back to more face-to-face meetings and interactions, Dr. Klein thinks the Zoom boom in her office won't see a bust anytime soon.
Well, I think the level at which people are seeking services will remain. I don't think that this is a spike that will then taper off.
In Carmel, Lindsay Eaton, Fox 59 News.
And so now you know. And you can find an extended interview with the doctor in this story at fox59.com. Dan?
Well, calls to the Marion County Health Department helped lead to a vaccine clinic at the